Hello BookTube, my name is Elizabeth. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Book as in Books. I'm filming this video in these terrible light conditions. That means no light at all, or basically just a couple of lights there. But I don't care because I miss you. I've been missing making videos and I've been missing reading. You can a bit see behind me the reason why I haven't been making many videos lately and why I haven't been reading much. I have been busy with renovations in my apartment. It's not so much, I don't know, the renovation started yesterday and yet it's been since November that I haven't made many videos. And it's because the selecting of a contractor and the planning of the work and then the preparing for the work, it has been eating so much of my mental space. My physical time too. It takes time to do all these things. Packing the boxes, moving things around, going to visit contractors, select materials, shopping around for materials and all of that. It takes time. But it's really mentally that it's been occupying me. So anyway, I was missing you, so I decided to make this little video just to show you the state of my apartment. I'm going to insert a couple of pictures just to show you the situation in which I'm living at the moment. It's going to be like this for a couple of days, 2-3 days, and then they're going to do the floor in the big empty room, and then I'm going to have to move all the furniture that's currently in this room and in the other room, and move it all in that big room, and then they will do the work in the other room. And then I will somewhat go back to normal, but there will still be work. I will still have work to be done in the bathroom because I decided to renovate the bathroom. I decided to change the lights in the ceiling. So all the fixtures, I'm changing them and I'm adding some because I find my apartment is rather dark. So I decided to add some lights and also painting. Logically, it should have been done while there was no flooring, but because of the availability of the workers, it ends up being that the painting will be done at the end. Yeah, the floors will be done first when it should have been done last, but yeah, anyway, that's life. So it's going to take a while before my apartment is really not back to what it was, but back to a normal living situation, but an improved living situation, because everything will be so much nicer after that. And I will buy bookcases. I will have a wall of bookcases. I've decided that. I haven't bought the bookcases yet. I'm going to wait until the painting is done. But anyway, so this is the situation. So I haven't read much since January. I have read a couple of romances. They were good, but nothing to write home about it. That's the thing about romance. I love to read them, but I rarely have anything to say about them unless they are incredibly bad. If they're good, they're doing the job, and I'm not asking for any more than that. And that's a bit what happened. So the two romances were Lord Deverill's Secret by Amanda Grange and, oh, this one here. Right there. I'm Only Wicked With You by Julie Ann Long, which is the third in the Palace of Rogue series and so far my least favorite. What I like about this series is that the heroines tend to be just a little bit older, like 25 years old, but just enough to have life experience with which made things a bit more interesting. The light is there. I'm going to put the book on this side. So yeah, and in this book, the heroine is a 20-year-old, not so much a debutante, but a girl, daughter of an earl doing the season in London. It's not about the season, but it's the type of heroine which is a bit less interesting than the ones that we had. A former mistress of an earl or a duke, I don't remember, and then the former wife of the same duke or earl, I don't remember, or viscount. Anyway, anyway, so the first two were more interesting in that respect. So this one, it did the job. It was good. I have nothing against a heroine, nothing against a hero. Everybody's nice. The hero is an American. So if you're tired of dukes and earls and all of that, so the hero is an American, self-made man and all of that. So it was okay. It did the job. That being said, it was not my favorite things. And then the other two books that I've read are books in French, neither of which are translated in English. One of them was it's been too long since I've made a video. I don't know how to talk about the books anymore. It's by a journalist who normally covers, well, not normally, who has been covering criminal, not just criminal, but court cases, mainly criminal cases in Montreal. And she has been covering that for years and years. And she decided to make a book to talk about certain cases that have affected her more than others. I did not find the book particularly interesting because she She did not explain the cases. She assumed that we knew about them. She did not go in detail over them. And she basically just said how awful it was and how terrible it was to hear all of these details in real life. She didn't really add anything. So I don't know what was the point of the book. It was okay, nothing more than that. It wasn't terribly bad, but it wasn't great either. And the other one was rather good. Do I have it here? It should be here. And the other one is about stress. So it's relatively new. I think it came out last year. So this is stress at work versus stress from work. And it shows the same guy. So the stress, really not happy at work. And then supposedly in a great situation like teleworking, but not being any happier. So in this book, this sounds a bit like self-help. It is, I guess, in a little way, but it's more like pop psychology. The book on this side, the light is on the left, so put the book on the right. So this, the author is a PhD in psychology, and she specializes in stress on humans. So not on animals, but on humans. So she summarizes and presents all the scientific literature that there is about human stress, and in particular, the one linked to work. She has published 2 other books on stress, and one of them I want to read. Anyway, I haven't read it, so I'm not going to recommend it, but this one is really good. So it explains why telework does not necessarily solve all the problems of everyone. It also suggests some solution based on the current state of the research, what helps, what wouldn't help. And there's a couple of things that she mentions in there, and I want to tell that to my bosses. Please, please implement this. One of the things that she recommends, she's saying, and not just her, basically, the scientific literature is saying that the email and that the instant messages, whether it's by Teams or other like Messenger or whatever, little instant messages, that they are killing your concentration, and that it makes you busy, but it does not make you work. It's work and surface. So it's essential in a way, because without it, we don't know how to communicate with one another, but it prevents you from doing real work in depth. So there's a difference between work in surface and work in depth, and anything that is email related, like sending emails and receiving emails and sending messages and meetings, whether they are in person or Zoom meetings, all of this is work in surface. You don't really deep dive into a particular type of work when you do that. So one of the suggestions is to have complete days without emails, without meetings, without messages. Just do the work you're supposed to do. And I suppose it depends on the type of work that you do. For some people, it's not as obvious, but for me as a translator, it's obvious what deep work is. It's just translate or revise translations. I'm at a level where I revise other people's translation. So it's just to revise translations. That should be my main work. Not watching or checking my emails all the time, and not answering to messages all the time, and not attending meetings, which once upon a time I used to have 1 a month, and now it's more like 1 a week. It's going to be 2 a week now. Anyway, so it's I want to suggest this to my bosses. I think I will. So that's what I've been reading. I've tried to read other things too, but I have a lot of difficulty finishing books. So I've started Emperor of Rome by Mary Beard. So far, it's very, very good. I am at page 122. And I've been at page 122 for more than a week. I haven't read anything in that book for a week. I've been reading this with Ellie from My Cozy Chronicle, The Land Where Lemon Grows by Elena Attlee, sorry. And it's about citrus in Italy. Unfortunately, I suspended the buddy read because I simply could not read anymore. We started it in November and we read it very slowly. At first we said, okay, we're going to read 100 pages a week. And then we said, well, we're going to read a couple of chapters a week. And then we're going to read 1 chapter a week. And then just last week I told her, oh, I can't do it anymore. I want to finish the book because it's really, really good. It's very, very interesting. It's about lemons and it's about citrus. How it affects various parts of Italy and the various varieties that there are in Italy, and a bit the history of citrus in Italy. So each chapter is very interesting, but there's not really any storyline linking them. So anyway, so that one is on hold a little bit. And then while I was reading Emperor of Rome by Mary Beard, I felt like reading Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. And that's the book that I was reading when I woke up one morning with 1 inch of water all over my floor, which led to the current state of my apartment. So I figured, well, I'm going to pick this up. The work is started, I'm going to pick this up. And somehow I'm stuck more or less at the same place. So I am somewhere in Act 2. So Brutus has discussed... has received a bunch of co-conspirators and basically has accepted to be part of a conspiracy. And now his wife, Portia, is about to talk to him. So that's where I am. So somewhere in Act 2, that is, there are no indications at the top. See, that's the difference between a good edition of Shakespeare and a bad edition of Shakespeare. So this one just tells you William Shakespeare, Julius Caesar. There's nothing else at the top. A good edition will tell you you're in Act 2, Scene 1, or something like that. So I am in Act 2, Scene 1, I think. I think it's still Scene 1. It's still Scene 1. So Act 2, Scene 1. Anyway, I'm going to finish that at some point. I don't know at which point. So that's it for my update, my reading update and life update. I'm going to batch film videos because I can't read. I can read, but I'm not having fun reading. I'm sort of forcing myself to read, and I don't really like that. And yeah, I'm very nervous and I'm just stressed because of all the work and the circumstances. So I'm going to batch film a couple of videos, I think, tonight. And I'm going to post them. I'm going to wait a few days because I don't know when I will be able to film something else. So instead of leaving my channel without any videos for over a month, well, not quite over. I haven't been a month without posting, but I've been 4 weeks without posting. Have I been over a month? Yeah, I think I've been over a month. Anyway, I don't want to leave my channel without videos. So I'm just going to batch film a little bit. Hopefully I can do that. And so that I will be able to post some videos at regular interval. Well, not regular, but at not too distant intervals. And yeah, it's going to be filmed in this terrible lighting and in this ugly background. And these are trash cans, by the way. Yeah, I'm filming under trash cans. Anyway, so thank you everyone for watching. I'm going to try to answer comments too. I think I haven't answered a single comment in my last videos, so I'm going to try to do that. My brain is busy, so I'm having difficulty focusing despite all the wonderful knowledge that I got from this book. It doesn't cure stress on its own. Reading the book does not cure anything. No. It's a shame. Really, it's a shame. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next video. À la prochaine.